Dang. So these episodes of Arifureta just keep getting better. We just rolled, I guess you could call roll credits on episode number 3, which was called Black and White. Little did I know, kind of going into the episode, that Black and White would represent the two dragons, being TIO finally taking on her dragon form once again, and then the opposing demon commanding a dragon or dragon army of himself. Now, the difference between the two is it seems that obviously TIO is a dragonborn, and it seems like the dragons that the demon was commanding are just dragons. They are still very smart, and they are still very, cunning and very aware, but they are just animals in a sense. So that is what is kind of being represented here, kind of between those two yin and yangs that we kind of had going on into the episode. Now, this episode picks up kind of where we got left off on last week, which was Hajime and the group facing off against the red demon as they were trying to finish and make their way to the Grand Labyrinth, or the labyrinth, to get the magic. But they were rudely interrupted by the demon as he set a trap for them, and he tried to overcome them, and he was able to get a 1-up on Hajime, which kind of effed him up, and didn't make him powerless, but definitely reduced his effectiveness that he would originally have had if he was at full strength or at optimal strength, because a lot of his strength had left just trying to get past this labyrinth, which was pretty difficult in itself already. So kind of like after all that ended up happening, they shake out. They basically do some verbal exchanges between the two of them, and Hajime basically was able to surprise him by going into kind of overdrive. We got shared a moment where TIO was kind of looking back on her past again with the last conversation she had with her father about whether to kind of show her form or not. And she kind of was getting in those moments with herself of like, well, if not now, then when? As I don't want to lose the most important person to me, as that in being Hajime. So she finally decides to take on her dragon form again. And that's really what changes the tide of the battle. Ultimately, it ends with Hajime sending her away, so that way she can go. That way she can go and talk to Kaori and Mew about kind of what's going on here, and then Hajime and it's going to try and finish the Grand Labyrinth. Then the end of the episode, we cut back to the princess and what's going on in the kingdom, about them, how they're going to be handling Hajime, which he could really give a shit about, what they're going to end up doing with him or not. But we kind of cut back to all of that. And then we end with the classmate who tried to kill Hajime in Season 1. Apparently he's being controlled or manipulated by either a classmate or some kind of outside source. Kind of a similar vibe to what happened in So I'm a Spider, So What. I don't know if you guys have watched that anime, but a similar vibe to where, there's like a relationship between either two classmates and one classmate being kind of evil, kind of like the other classmate was, who was getting controlled by the demons, or there's some other outside source that's probably going to give him some kind of power to try and take Hajime on, and Hajime will probably end up killing him even though he let him live. Overall, though, really, really great episode. I think that the stakes are constantly being raised through each of these episodes, and Arifureta just is getting better. For it. I think the animation has been better, the CG has been better, the storyline has been better, character development has been better, and the balance between Hajime and his group, and then what's going on in the kingdom with the other classmates is a really good balance between the two, and I'm really enjoying the back and forth of it, and I'm really I can really just say I'm just eating it up, everything that they're giving us here, and I think they're really knocking the second season out of the park. Considering that some of the folks working on this have changed, and I think whatever change they made internally was definitely for the better. So definitely really digging this quite a bit. Definitely having a great time watching it. I love watching the exchanges that Hajime has between the girls. Like this episode, the one that he had between TIO, he really ramped her up, and then TIO ends up escaping, as we get explained that the more pain she takes, the more powerful her stats become, which is just kind of ridiculous. So we're going to find out what ends up happening as the next episode kind of unravels and comes to be. Hajime obviously set a trap up for the demon, so we're going to kind of get to be able to see that. I want to see him obviously get the Grand Labyrinth complete, get that magic, and then go kill that demon dude. And then see what comes after that when it comes to the kingdom and kind of him being labeled as a heretic. But the story is just getting a lot better of this anime, and I feel like if anybody was willing to stick through season 1, even through some of its faults, and now we're in season 2, we're all eating good, and we're eating even better. We're like a buffet if you're already a fan. So thank you guys for joining me for another episode review. This episode was fantastic. Tio, I love our dragon girl. It's always hard to choose best girl. I think I still choose Kaori on top of everybody. I don't know why, but I think I do. But Tio, man, I love my little dragon, crazy girl there. Let me know who you think best girl is. As always, I'm always interested to see how your guys' opinions change from week to week. And drop your opinions on this episode down in the comments below. Let's chat about it, and I'll see you guys next week for episode number 4. Peace.